City officials are proceeding with a development agreement for public infrastructure improvements near the former downtown Commerce Bank building. The Manhattan City Commission on Tuesday unanimously approved an agreement with Hartford LLC at 700 Poyntz Avenue. It calls for streetscape, landscaping, and sidewalk improvements to be made along Poyntz Avenue, 8th Street, and Houston Street around a future 80,000 square foot building that will boost retail and residential space. Director of Community Development, Stephanie Peterson.
Part of it is making that streetscape mirror kind of what's further down to the east. So there would be one lane that is going eastbound and then some diagonal parking that would be in front of the new Hartford building.
The agreement will see the city reimbursing Hartford up to 50% of eligible public infrastructure improvements, capped at no more than $200,000. Developers hope to have the project completed by May 2026. The Manhattan-Ogden School Board will consider the city's proposed reinvestment housing incentive district in northwest Manhattan. K-Man's Brandon Peoples has more.
At its May 21st meeting, the Manhattan City Commission advanced an ordinance that would allow Frontier Development to build 26 new duplex units, representing a $9 million investment on a portion of Little Kitten Avenue. That ordinance was finalized at last night's meeting. The school board and Riley County Commission can veto the project since it would impact property tax dollars for both. RHIDs have been compared by local officials as an equivalent to tax increment financing, but for residential rather than commercial properties. It's expected the school board will support the project. In other business tonight, the school board will consider an agreement for police services with the Riley County Police Department. The recommendation is for RCPD to cover the cost of 2 student resource officers for the upcoming school year, but then seeing the school district paying an annual cost of $80,000 beginning in 2026. The school board meets tonight at 6:30 at the Lincoln Education Center. I'm Brandon Peoples, News Radio KMAN.
A Junction City commissioner is set to stand trial later this year in Geary County. Al Gordon on Monday was arraigned for a case in which he's been charged with misdemeanor domestic battery. The 29-year-old was arrested by the Geary County Sheriff's Office on January 23rd following a domestic dispute at 1712 Clover Drive in Junction City. Authorities say Gordon and his 26-year-old girlfriend had an altercation in their home regarding some disputed possessions. Both he and the woman were arrested and each posted separate bonds of $2,500 the next day. Both are facing the same charge and are set for jury trials later this year. Gordon's trial is scheduled for November 14th. Friends and family of the late Mike Sisko and Karen Harkness sat in a courtroom gallery in Westmoreland as Jana Chandler was given consecutive life sentences without the opportunity for parole for 50 years for the shooting deaths of the couple in 2002. The sentencing provided closure to those close to the families after years of the courts attempting and ultimately failing to convict Chandler. She was first convicted in 2011, but that case was later overturned by the Kansas Supreme Court due to prosecutorial misconduct, culminating with the disbarment of an attorney. A second trial ended in a hung jury. The third was moved to Pottawatomie County earlier this year in an effort to find an objective jury pool.
Fellas, you know Degree Cool Rush deodorant, right? Well, last year they changed the formula, and guys were mad about it. One dude even started a petition. So guess what? Degree heard us, admitted they messed up, and brought the original Cool Rush scent back exactly how it was. And it's in Walmart, Target, and other stores now for under $4. So grab some and remember why its cool, crisp, and fresh scent made it the #1 men's antiperspirant for the last decade. Degree Cool Rush is back, and it smells like victory for all of us.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Between two-factor authentication, strong passwords, and a VPN, you try to be in control of how your info is protected. But many other places also have it, and they might not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for 40% off. Terms apply.
Good morning, I'm Mitch Fortner with sports. The Royals down 5 runs in St. Louis have a 6th-run 5th inning. Nick Lofton homered. Bobby Witt Jr. homered. And they beat the St. Louis Cardinals in Game 1 of the 3-game series 10-7 on Tuesday night in the Major League debut of top Royals prospect Jack Caglione. Now, Caglione, recalled from AAA Omaha on Monday, did go hitless. He was 0 for 5 with 4 groundouts and 1 lineout. But the Royals do improve to 32-29 overall, and Game 2 against the Cardinals on the road is tonight from Busch Stadium. The Royals will start left-handed pitcher Noah Cameron, who's 2-1 with a 1.05 ERA. First pitch is set for 6:45. For the first time since 2019, the NCAA softball champion will be a team not named the Oklahoma Sooners. Instead, it'll be Topeka native Nigeri Kennedy and the Texas Tech Red Raiders against the Texas Longhorns in a best-of-3 series that starts tonight. Neither team has ever won a Women's College World Series championship. It's the first trip in program history for the Red Raiders. Tonight's first pitch is 7 p.m. on ESPN. And tonight is Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Edmonton Oilers host the defending champion Florida Panthers. It'll be the 12th time in NHL history that teams meet for the Cup Final in consecutive seasons, and first since Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins rebounded from a 6-game loss to the Detroit Red Wings in 2008 to beat the Red Wings in 7 in 2009. Puck drop is at 7 p.m., televised on TNT. I'm Mitch Fortner with sports.